What you think about when you're born into a fire? Let them burn it out. Sell them to the richest buyer. They wanna let the world decay. They tell us lies and fade away, fade away. We feel betrayed. We were raised to lose the race. Wake at the back of the pack, kill it anyway. Listen up now, because we're never dropping out. Beat the odds, beat the big house. The brains are bigger than the doubt. We've been thinking for ourselves, never let the truth fade away. This is bigger than ourselves, we won't let the world burn away, burn away. We feel betrayed. We were raised to lose the race. Wake at the back of the pack, kill it anyway. To blame, haters face the world's mistakes. Wake at the back of the pack, kill it anyway. And we feel betrayed. We were raised to lose the race. Wake at the back of the pack, kill it anyway. To blame, haters face the world's mistakes. Wake at the back of the pack, kill it anyway.
Hey.
Hey daddies, it's me, the Linda Binda from TikTok. I wanted to make this video because I wanted to thank you for watching Cold Beer Confessionals with Will Bird. I think that's just incredible. I've watched a few episodes and I'm just like very intrigued. But you know what I'm most intrigued in is Big Daddy's meat stick. I heard that it's very thick, like a good old German sausage. You know, Linda and her coochie loves that. Oh, never mind. Let's not go there. Anyways, I hope you have a good show and enjoy it as you can. There's a lot of weird things that go on, especially when it comes from the realm of Linda Bindaland. So, enjoy the show. Thanks for watching. Peace out.
That was Linda Binda. I'm Will Bird. This is the Cold Beer Confessional. Thank you for joining us, guys. What's up? What's up? How's it going? I don't really have a show planned. I just figured I'd hop on here. It's been a few days since 4 or 5 days.
Just resubscribed for 27 months.
Thank you guys for the resubscription. Appreciate it. So let me give you an update about what's happening. Kids are school's still canceled. My kids are still at the grandparents. They have water there now. They were on no water and then a water restriction. Now they have no restrictions and have water back. I think there's a boil water advisory. I've been going into the campground every day. Mariah does when she's not, when her mom's working. So they're staying with her mom. When her mom's working, she stays with the kids. But either way, I've been going in every day. Mariah goes in when she's around. And not with the kids. And then today, so my TikToks actually got some traction when I was posting them. I got some views, and someone had volunteered a a Starlink. Asked me if I could use a Starlink there for to get people connected, right? Because typically you have kind of hit or miss cell phone service there. It's not too bad. You can usually just walk around and send out a message. You may not be able to make a full phone call, but with enough aggravation, you could. But text messages usually aren't bad, or using Messenger. And we always have Wi-Fi there. So there's really, you can do Wi-Fi calls, you can do Wi-Fi messaging. So really it's like having service there. But now the Wi-Fi's down. Plus, a lot of the cell phone towers in the area lost power. And even the ones that have, critical cell phone towers, like a certain percentage of them have backup generators at them. But even those, ran out of fuel eventually. So they're trying to get cell phone towers back up. There is no internet. There is no power. So someone asked me, hey, could you use Starlink? And I was like, I don't know really how it works. I think you have to have like a clear view of like the southern sky. At least that's the way DirecTV works, because most of the satellites go around like towards the hemisphere. And we don't have power. And they said, well, we might have a generator. And I said, I'll ask. I'll ask if that's something that the owner wants to, get up there and fool with it, but probably. Well, while I was taking my sweet-ass time asking, they heard about a place called Beuladine, which is just across the mountain from where, like, I grew up as a kid. Rock Creek, you go across the mountain, that's Beuladine, North Carolina. They ended up, Beuladine is really bad. A lot of trees down, a lot of cell phone towers down, just a really bad area. So they ended up deciding to take Starlink there. They had a request from Beuladine to take it there. By the time they got it over, and I was told, sorry, why we hadn't heard from you, we sent it somewhere else. And I was like, no big deal. And they told me if they could get another one, I'd be first in line, blah, blah. But, Beuladine was hit hard. It didn't bother me that much, right? It's not like I was mad about it or anything. So I just said, no problem. Let me know if you guys get another one. Well, they took it over to Beuladine. But when they got it there, I guess the government or FEMA or something had showed up with a couple Starlinks already. So they called me back last night, kind of late, 10, 11 o'clock, I think, text me and said that, oh, well, good news, Beuladine doesn't need it. Can we get it up? So can we get it up to your place? So I spent all day getting things going and moving around and running some errands and whatever, and met them at lunch, and we took it up there, got it hooked up, and Starlink now works at the campground. It's actually really cool. So I guess the version 1 of Starlink was just like a round satellite, and you had to aim it with like the app, and you were out there moving it yourself or whatever. We got the second, Mark II or whatever. You just set it up, turn it on, give it power, and it does its own thing. It'll even tell you, like, hey, you need to move this a little bit. There's an obstruction to the right. And you can hold if you have an obstruction, you hold your phone up to the sky and it shows you where the obstruction's at. Like, it's pretty cool. And it kind of aims itself and does all that and hooks up. It comes with its own router. And then basically once it's on, you got Wi-Fi. It comes with a Starlink router. The only thing I'm going to try to buy is an Ethernet cable, because it doesn't have a place to plug in like an RJ45 or whatever, like an Ethernet plug. But they make like an auxiliary one. And if you get that, you can plug in more routers. So what I could do is, where it's set up now, I could get an adapter, plug in an Ethernet cable, and run like a 200-foot Ethernet cable, and run it down to give the other side of the campground some more range, I guess. So it's working good. Starlink is working good. It's decently fast. It's not like fiber internet, but it's as fast as like cell phone data. You couldn't tell that you don't have cell phone service. I watched videos. I made a video call. There was 4 or 5 of us on it at once, all trying to make video calls. It seems like it works pretty good. And I will tell you, I'm not the biggest fan of Elon Musk, but this could be like a game changer for like disasters, places like we got right now with like the flooding or hurricanes, or even third world countries. It seems like it's the real deal. So Starlink works very well. They maintain their own satellites, so they're not dependent on anybody else. It's really cool. So those people were very nice. They came up and helped out. It wasn't their Starlink. I guess a friend mailed it to them and said, hey, if you can put this to use, use it. They've also agreed to pay the bill. Elon Musk made it free for the month for anybody in hurricane areas. And then they said if it takes longer than that, they'll pay the bill. Don't worry about it. They want to do that. And then when we're done with it, they'll come get it. So there we go. It works really well. It runs off a little Honda generator, and you can actually put the generator like in economy mode. So they're really nice. And the guy, they both live in Irwin. I think it was a husband and wife. I think she said she works from home, and he coaches a basketball team. He actually used to play basketball in like a European league, I guess. And like, I think he said played in Bosnia. I think she said he played in Bosnia. I don't know, cool couple, come out, helped us out, got some connectivity. I was able to, like I said, make phone calls. We won't run it 24 hours a day, but maybe if you run it for 3 or 4 hours in the morning, 3 or 4 hours in the evening, and tell your family or loved ones, like, hey, we won't have service from like, 10 till 4 or something, and then be like, we'll have service at 5 or whatever. It can still work. And they brought a generator too, because the generator we have right now, we use it for our well, and I don't want to put anything else on it. I just want it dedicated to the well, because water is like life and death, right? We have to have water, access to water. But if the internet goes down, that's one thing. But if the water goes down, that's a big deal. So I wanted it separated, and they brought a generator and hooked it up, which is good because generator stuff is hard to find. I actually did a video today. I don't know if anybody sees this that may be helping with the storm relief or rebuilding. The supply lines are super critical. I already said this on TikTok. Supply lines are depleted. They're at critical mass. So what happens is, like in the immediate area, stores were destroyed. So the supply just disappeared. So then people went a little bit wider to get to stores, then a little bit wider. Well, the people that live in those wider areas within 30 minutes or an hour of the affected area, now they can't get what they get, so they go a little bit wider and a little bit wider and a little bit further and a little bit further to get their things. So if you're coming in to help with storm damage or relief or rescue or whatever, try to get supplies and shit at least 2 hours out. At least 1 hour out, hopefully 2 hours out. That way you're not adding more mouths, more gasoline demand, more food demand, more everything else to an already strained system. But yeah, we're doing all right. I think our high school stopped accepting donations because they were so over funded or over donated to, I guess. They've got so much they started sending them somewhere else. The local churches, even more churches are opening up and doing things. Got a lot of stuff. We had a big supply of water, this and that. And I know that there's some remote areas in North Carolina that are still struggling. So the excess donations that we have, we got a big shipment of like supplies at the campground now, not the high school. We got a big shipment of supplies like at our campground. So we're going through that, seeing what we could use within the next week or two, and anything that's more than what we can use in a week or two, we're sending across the mountain to like Boone, Poplar, Beuladine, those areas, and seeing if we can get them there. But yeah, we've got supplies, we've got people there. Technically, the place is like condemned and like shut up, so I think the owner sent out a condemnation letter. Because I'm basically home. It's shut down, so I don't have a job. I'm homeless because there's no access and there's no immediate essential things. So I've got to use that letter and apply for whatever I can get help with through through FEMA. Or there's a bunch of rumors going around about FEMA. I don't think it's that bad. I understand $750 doesn't sound like a whole lot when they're talking about giving out money. But that's like for your immediate needs, right? That's so you can put clothes and on your back and fill your stomach with food and gas in the car. Then you apply for the individual payments or whatever, right? $750 is just to get you like, hey, get a week or 10 days out of this. So $750 is actually quite a bit to make it stretch for 7 days or 10 days or whatever. So, I know FEMA's getting a lot of hell. I don't know. I think that's a good thing, right? That they can roll out $750 payments almost immediately with very little proof. Because right now what I'm doing with FEMA and trying to get some relief from the government, like they need like Social Security card and birth certificate and stuff that's probably washed away in the fucking flood in my storage unit. So the fact that you can get $750 really quick without having to jump through all the hoops is very good. And then that gives me some breathing room to go find all the paperwork and all the forms I got to fill out and all the pictures I got to take and videos I got to make. That's all great. So I don't know. FEMA's doing a good job. I know there's another rumor going around that places over in North Carolina, where was it? Was it where were they talking about? Was it Chimney Rock? So there's a weird fucking viral meme going around that Chimney Rock, which is a place over in North Carolina, it's a village in North Carolina on the river. Chimney Rock had some very big losses, right? A lot of it's built right on the river. It's a small community. There's like one way in, one way out. It's in a remote area already, very rugged terrain, and they got hit really hard. So the town's not in great shape. There's a lot of people that didn't make it in Chimney Rock. But for some reason, someone started a rumor and put it all over fucking Facebook that they're going to bulldoze the whole town with the dead bodies in it. They're not trying to recover anybody, and they're trying to keep this quiet. So we're going to share it all over social media and say that's not okay. None of that's even true. I think even the mayor had to come out. Well, actually, we'll watch the video. Even the mayor had to. It's just stupid. Right? That doesn't even, like, stop and think about this. That doesn't even make sense. Right? We're going to hide that we're bulldozing 200 bodies into rubble. Like, that doesn't even fucking make sense. Just stop and think about it for a second. Yeah, I'm pretty sure they had to address the rumors. I have to look for it. Hold on. Powerful on social media. In the aftermath, rumors circulate on social media claim the federal government plans to seize land in Chimney Rocks and bulldoze the mountain town. Some of the posts are sharing copied and pasted text claiming government officials had a town meeting with Chimney Rock residents and basically told them that the town was being bulldozed, bodies and all, and the land was being seized by the federal government. They're also doing this weird thing saying that FEMA is seizing donations and taking over and not giving them to the people, and that's not true. Look, there are some things that probably don't make sense when you first look at them, but if you just think about it for a second, okay? There were some people that, thank God for them, I'm sure they were trying to do their best, that personally owned helicopters, okay? That personally owned helicopters. And they came in to rescue people. Immediately, boom, let's get over there. Let's get people out of trees. Let's get people off rooftops. Let's do what we can. Now that we've got set up a little bit and the military is running with, the military has plenty of helicopters, okay? They don't need any extra helicopters. They've got them all, okay? If we're getting in a helicopter dick measuring contest, the military wins, no matter what. So now that the military's set up, and they have an airspace that they're dedicated to running in, and they're running special air missions all day for fucking rescue all day long, you could see why it might not be the best idea just to have random people with helicopters trying to do the same thing that don't know operating procedures, that don't know how the military is working, that don't know where the military is going, that has no communication between. See how that makes sense? Because we're going to end up with helicopters fucking hitting each other. So when a guy's like, look, when they come to a guy and they're like, hey, we appreciate your help, but you got to stop flying your helicopter over here. The military's taking over the airspace, and you could be fined because the FAA. You could be fined. You could even be jailed if you break these rules. That makes sense, right? Because the military, like, there's probably 50 fucking helicopters that fly over our head every day. taking shit out, they're all military now. They weren't, but they are now. Taking military or taking supplies in, getting people out, shit like that. Like, obviously that makes sense now. Just saying, but I don't know. Those are some of the things. FEMA's not coming in and taking everybody's donations away and kicking people out or whatever you hear. It's just not that bad. It's just not happening. Let's see. I'm trying to play that video from Chimney Rock. Is this it? I know I saw there was a video earlier about this claim. I had to go find it for somebody else. It's happening on my Facebook too. People just pop it. Okay, here we go. Oh, I got you. Hold on.
Not happening.
There's audio.
Also expressed frustration. Village leaders in Chimney Rock are pushing back over claims that the federal government plans to bulldoze the village. We called the village administrator, Stephen Duncan, late today. He told us that it's not happening. He also expressed frustration about those online claims. Duncan told WCNC Charlotte that any such attempt to bulldoze the village would be met with legal action from Chimney Rock.
So even the town is saying, like, if somebody's coming to bulldoze it, like, we're obviously going to have like legal action here, right? Like the town is not going to let it be bulldozed. I don't know where these things come from. So I posted on one of these. I said, this is absolutely not true. Then I almost immediately got, well, how do you know? Well, you just know everything. But I went and got the link. Let me see if I can find that link actually. Because I know there's a video, at least a news article about it. We'll read it. I don't know. It's a tough time for everybody, and it doesn't help that all these crazy rumors are flying around, and I don't know, just stuff like that going on. Mention you in the comments, commented on your post. Is this it? Oh no, that's a Burt special right there. I hate how, man, it's hard to find my personal stuff versus the show page stuff. It's aggravating. Let's do this. Anyways, FEMA's not that bad. There's not nearly as much stuff going on as people claim. Chimney Rock is not bad as in the sense it's bad. They got a lot of damage. It's not bad like they're coming to bulldoze the place down. Like they're going to leave all the bodies in it. Like it's just wild. That doesn't even make sense. But Chimney Rock is extremely damaged. Here's an aerial photo. I wonder what this is. Chimney Rock got hit really hard, and it's incredibly remote. This is some drone footage of Chimney Rock, or I guess helicopter. So I don't think anywhere got hit worse than our campground did. Our campground got fucked. But there are places like, instead of just a campground, it was like their whole town, right? Our town, our main street, our businesses aren't built on the river. So there you go. I know there's a bunch of drone footage in my town, too. Chimney Rock is a small place. It's extremely rural. I mean, it's like my town that I live in. Hold on. I know there was some drone footage here. God, all the bridges, dude. That's what's messed up, is all the fucking bridges are gone. That's our
Hello,
interstate.
everyone. The more we see, the more tragic and incredible all at the same time that it is. I'm Caleb Perney here at I'm standing on Interstate 26 in Irwin, where that bridge was washed out near exit 40 along the Nolichucky River, and we're about to hear from Governor Lee as well as the TDOT Commissioner about what it's going to take to repair this. They've been working for about 100 hours already just on cleanup. The miles leading up to this is just covered in debris and trees and construction material from all the industries that are along the interstate or were along the interstate in Irwin. Let's take a look here.
You were in the Miranda video, silly.
That is that this bridge.
So that's the river. So what happened was the bridge is rated for the water, but what seems to happen is all the debris, the trees, the buildings, the everything gets hung up on the bridge, and it's not rated for that much pressure. Once you're like basically putting a wall against the bridge, and then the water constantly hit it.
Went across, and we're facing south, or I guess eastbound 26, and this bridge over here to the left is the Jackson Love Highway, where exit 40 would be. And we've been told not to step much closer, but you can just see that this is just ripped apart a whole section.
This is also where they found some of the bodies from that factory we were talking about the other night.
This bridge, the rebar jutting out, and all along through here are these massive amounts of trees and materials from the industries that lead up to this place. That fire you see off in the background is as folks are cleaning up along Temple Hill Road. They're doing a lot of burning of some of the debris because there's just not a whole lot salvageable in some of these places.
So that burnt area there is near. I don't know if you can see that smoke in the background that he's talking about. That's near where we are. That's actually right across the river from the bridge that's collapsed right beside us. They're burning a ton of debris that was on the railroad that washed up out of that road.
So we're expecting to hear from the governor here in a few minutes.
Well, all of our dumps are closed, so we don't have trash service in most of my town. Like downtown does, but that's it through waste management. So most of us you have to load up your trash once a week or something and take it to the dump and the trash collection area or whatever. But they're all closed, and most of them were near creeks and rivers and shit, got washed away. So we're having to separate trash, burnables, organics, and non-burnables. We're burning whatever will burn. We are burying the organics in pits, and we're storing the non-burnable for later.
About what it's going to take to repair this and what resources the state is giving toward this effort, and we'll have live updates coming up at 5 o'clock.
Tennessee Valley Authority says they continue to focus on the safety of the Nolichucky Dam in Greene County. Heavy machinery and...
They thought this dam fell. There was 60 foot of water over this dam, so they just assumed it was gone. They come in 2 days later, and it's still there.
Rocks are on site to stabilize the area that floodwaters rubbed away.
Water flow rate along the Tennessee River has increased. This is all due to the rainwater from western North Carolina and northeast Tennessee.
This is me a play this.
Right now, the Chickamauga Dam is spilling roughly 800,000 gallons of water every second.
The Nolichucky and Watauga dams are at record elevations. This according to the Tennessee Valley Authority, the agency continuing to monitor flooding through its river system. Officials say the Watauga Dam is at record elevation of over 1,970 feet. The Nolichucky River levels at 1,266 feet. The TVA says it's within 3 feet of normal.
It's insane, dude.
And has dropped 21 feet from Sunday morning.
The Tennessee Valley Authority.
That's the Nolichucky Dam there. But that's downstream of me. The dam didn't affect me at all. Actually, it's really sad. But the bridges collapsing helped us, right? We were actually taking in more water as the water was receding because the bridges being backed up was backing up how much water could flow and was flooding us. But once the bridges let go, all the debris was washed out and it starts flowing again. We were actually getting more water coming down the river, but the floodwaters were receding. It was pretty bad. There you go.
Tennessee.
I don't know.
Hello, everyone.
Mariah and the boys are down at her mom's, and they're playing video games. Ooh, that's like a rescue and a half there. They were playing we snuck out their PlayStation, so they've been doing it. God, that's a car right there. Damn. Sorry, there's no sound, but I was just watching the rescue. It takes the cars and like pulverizes them. It's wild, the way it fucking beats them down and shit. Some more drone footage. I think this is all from Irwin. So this is the bridge he was just talking about, not the one that's collapsed, but this was the Jackson Love Bridge. Basically, to the right of this bridge, you can't go. To the left of this bridge, you can't go on the interstate, but this is the town. But anything to the right, which is towards like Asheville, North Carolina on 26, you can't go that way. You just can't. They won't let you. They're letting locals out, but you can't get back in. The water covered all of this. As you can see from the trees, that's how they washed up there. Right up here in the top right corner behind chat, that's the Impact Plastics plant. And some other things. But this is our industrial park. That's where those people in the plant were. That's just wild. The river is actually on this side of the road, but it crosses under where those bridges collapse and goes to the other side of the road. Now he's shooting the other way. So this is the hotel that's kind of close to me. I think it's Suco. I know it's Suco State in this hotel. This is the gas station that's closest to me. It was all underwater. And right behind the gas station is the hospital where they had to rescue 50 people off the roof. That's back here. That's the hospital. And then you see the yellow for the gas station. And then that's the hotel. And there's the big burn pit that I was telling you about. So the campground is back here in this cove kind of. If you look, it's straight behind where the smoke is currently. But everything's just covered with mud. Old mud floods. Look, this they didn't even try to open this lane. They got the exit ramp open. Hell, it's a natural barrier, and the bridge is out anyways. So our utilities is actually doing a really good job. They got some other people in there helping them linemen. Most people's power's back on, okay? We're just in one of the hardest hit spots, and not only was it hit very hard because we're right on the river, it's very remote when we're talking about running power lines. So last night they put out a thing saying that anything west of the Chestoa Bridge, downtown areas, blah, 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 Sandy Bottom, they all had power restored. And that early to late next week, sometime next week, Bumpus Cove and a couple more areas are going to be stored. Then they specifically named the road I'm on, the only road by itself. They said, but this road, we have no estimated time of when power will be restored. So most people have power back. And a lot of people do have gas from the gas company as well. But most people, this is our hospital. Look how much shit it got. I'm afraid they're not going to build a hospital back, but that's our hospital. Man, it got everything. There's the emergency room signs. They're using I don't know if the 82nd has been activated. I have no idea. They're using a National Guard air assault team and air wing. Hold on. I haven't seen any regular Army. Doesn't mean they're not going to, but I haven't seen any regular Army. That's, again, our hospital from the other side. This is the side the ambulances pull in, and that was what you were just looking at, that big bunch of trees. So I'm back here behind it. If you see like how there's two different mountains here in the background, not the furthest mountain, but these two closer ones, I'm kind of in that crack between those two. It's just wild, and you can tell they've already been cleaning up. Hell, there's a skid still here and there and shit. And the river's way back here at this red bank. That's actually called Red Banks, the area there. But the river's all the way back here, and it's still flooded. It's just a big plain. It's not that high. I don't know. I know that in a few weeks when the news dies down and everybody forgets about us.
Geek Idiot just resubscribed for 29 months. Stay Tennessee strong, my friend.
Thank you. In a few weeks when the news dies down and something else is going on and everything happens, and then it's going to be years before we get this shit rebuilt. That's a hell of a backup generator. I'd like to have that. I'm trying to find a generator to run some shit at the to run our camper, basically, if I can, so I can stay on property and work on issues there and provide security for the campground so nobody comes and loots shit. There's not a lot of people staying there, obviously. A lot of people got out and went to hotel rooms or houses or whatever. But damn, generators are expensive. There's the river in the background, and here's the hospital. You can see we're zoomed way out. See how small the hospital is compared to like the river back here? Yeah, it seems like everything's coming at us at once. I don't fucking know, man. All the way from when my mom passed away, nothing's went right since. Speaking of drones, I saw the band Green Day was rushed off stage because a drone showed up at their show, an unidentified drone. They're going to end up putting some crazy restrictions on drone. But between what they're doing right now over in Russia and Ukraine, Russia is flying. You guys know what a tow missile is? A tow missile is a missile that you fire and you can guide it, and it's got some guidance built in. But you can fire it. It pulls a fiber optic cable behind it. Well, it's copper. It pulls a cable behind it, so you can't jam it, right? I've got a cable, a very, very, very thin control cable hooked to it, right? So if you have a jammer, it doesn't fucking work, right? Because I've got a cable to it. You can't jam a cable. They're doing that with drones now, right? Yeah, might only have like 100 yards or 500 yards of distance to do it. But that's an even scarier part because they've been using jammers to try to take down drones. But if you're gonna do a wire guided drone, that's even fucking scary. I don't know. It's about to give. I love flying my drone, but there's about to be a shit ton of fucking restrictions on them, I'm sure. So this is the bridge is still standing. I don't know if you guys have seen my TikTok, but I was like, this will probably be the next bridge to go. It didn't. That's this bridge right here. My mom and dad used to live just over to the left of where this is at. I don't know if it's in this scene or not. See that building with the green rooftop? Right here between these two trees is where my parents lived, in an apartment that's actually with my brother-in-law's mom owns the property, and she has an apartment there. But they lived in between these two trees right here. And Impact Plastics is right there as well, with the factory where the workers were allegedly told to stay, even though there was historic flooding going on right beside the river. Man, it fucked everything up, dude. Luckily, a lot of our town isn't near the river. So, like, the river comes down through here, it crosses over, and then it cuts through the mountain. It only goes to about half of our town, and then it goes away from our town, down towards Greene County. But even the half of the town that it's like, even with, there's not a whole lot of, like, major town infrastructure built near the river. Man, that's a lot of cleanup, too. Is he going for the bridge? He's going for it. And then this is the interstate bridge that's collapsed right here that we're coming up on. And again, it wasn't the water. It was everything built up against the bridge that eventually caused this collapse section. It just wasn't made for that. Right. To not have a wall of wood there and then water just fucking pounding it down. That's, again, the gas station, the hotel. They're clearing out the storm drain culvert here. So much fucking wood there, dude. That's just insane. We're talking like 60, 80 foot tall stacks of wood where the river just piled it up. This is Impact Plastics or Blue Link. This is the industrial park. Railroad cars from this. This isn't the main line. This is just a factory service line. So like if they order their plastic or their chemicals or something, we can pull it down off the main line. But still, took them right off the tracks. But yeah, this is the industrial. There's Polypop. There's foam products. There's Impact Plastic. There's a few different ones down there. Damn. It's our industrial park, basically. And it's right on the river. That company where I used to build sheds is down here as well. So that's just a storage building there. Then you have access to the railroad, and you can see the railroad yard. This is the south end of the railroad yard. More cars up on bridges and shit. And then if you go down a little bit further, that's the place where they build those buildings. They're like yard sheds or whatever you want to call them. And then we're coming back from where we just were, but he just turned around, basically. The road's just gone. It's weird how the water picks up sheets of asphalt and just gets rid of the road bed and shit. It's insane. And then not only that, but if there's just like a little bank, there's so much water that if there's just like a little bank that's like there hard and compacted, it'll go over that bank if it's compacted well enough. But where it goes up and it obviously has to come back down, it digs trenches. There's like where our loop is that goes around our campground, there's like a 6-foot deep trench it dug because it hit this hill. The water came in from the river, hit this hill, went up, and just started digging a trench straight down. Just from the pressure of it changing direction like that. It's insane. How much warning did y'all have? It wasn't like a flash. It's not like a flash flood. So, like, we knew it was going to be high water, so we moved everything from the riverfront back up. We got prepared. We picked up everything off the ground that was in low-lying areas. We just had no idea it was this bad. So the warning we got is like, we're going to have some high water. That was it. But it was very slow. It wasn't like a wall of water just came down. It was slowly creeping. But it was moving several feet per hour, I would say. I went into work that morning at 7 a.m., and the water was probably 60 yards from my camper. And then by lunchtime, it was at my camper. Jeez, that's insane. Whole industrial park's gone. And this is the interstate that runs right beside it, obviously, and the bridges that are collapsed. So the interstate goes this way and gets off. The industrial park goes this way and kind of like diagonal once it gets past these last two buildings. It goes diagonal and comes out on the other side of the Jackson Love Bridge. Some more mudslides. Jesus. It's just bad here. And I know, like, we're on the news now. We're big news now, but when the news leaves and nobody's talking about this anymore, this is down on 107. By the time that, we're still not going to be anywhere close to rebuilt. I have a video I haven't showed anybody. You guys want to see it? Can I access it? Maybe. Oh, thank you guys for the donations. Yeah, if you want to donate, you're more than welcome. We're putting it all to this because we're technically homeless and neither Mariah nor I have a job anymore. We both worked at the campgrounds. Everything we own is trapped. So if you want to support us, you're more than welcome to. I'm trying to get stuff through FEMA and get as much stuff that way as I can. We're working on it. I think I have a 10-minute video that nobody's seen. Yet. Okay, that's the road in. Okay, this is it. It exceeds the maximum limit. I'm working on it, guys. Give me a second. Ba, 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 ba. Dun, 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 dun. We're getting there. Okay, it should be here somewhere. All right, that'll take a second to upload and download, but I should be able to play it after that. We'll do it without audio, but it was just me walking around the campground trying to get a video of all the damage so I could pull screenshots from it later, but it'll take a while for it to upload. More collapses. Cletus McFarland, I don't know if you guys ever seen his channel. I'm a big fan. He usually does race cars and stuff. But he just bought a helicopter, had it renovated. So his passion is race cars, but like his hobby was like airplanes and flight and stuff like that. So he just had a helicopter and he had it redone and ready to fly and inspected and all that shit. So here he is.
Was supposed to be a flight.
And some of his freaking places where he landed are insane. Like they just loaded up supplies and decided to go help.
Weight and balances
in North Carolina.
And you can just see how tight it is. This is where the MD 500 shines. And the residents were putting X's on the roads where we could possibly set down. And that was really helpful to spot where these guys needed help. And then when we would land, we would talk to them and say, hey, go clear a bigger LZ, and then maybe they can bring in a Blackhawk. So it was pretty helpful when other people were clearing more LZs up the hill. And then you'll see in the next clip, I actually made it up higher on this valley after we dropped off some of these people for another real tight spot.
Look how tight this is. There's a fence right there. There's probably power lines around. There's another ditch and fence over here. Like, this is insane. But he bought it by becoming famous on YouTube, so might as well give back to people. That's not his, I don't think that's his real name. It's his, like, stage name where he worked with it was a character he played when he became famous on a different car channel. That's a fucking tight landing, dude.
Back up. Back in we go.
He seems like a good guy. There's another X. I already saw it, a big white X. That's right. Garrett's his real name. So people were just taking spray paint and marking X's saying, hey, I need help. Can anybody get in here?
Your tail is clear, buddy. Thank you, sir. This is a person we found solely through social media.
We're in a serious situation right now. We are up on Lower Flat Creek Road and Black Mountain. Black Mountain got hit really hard. My child is almost out of formula, and we have a woman on oxygen here. We need to get out bad. We are stuck. The fire department has informed of another hurricane coming by this weekend. We will all be dead by then. Can't stress this enough. Get the word out to everyone, please. We hear there is bodies all over Morgan Hill and Garden Creek Road. We need help. I know everyone does right now. We all need to get out of the main of my main. This is formula for a 4-month-old. He runs out tonight. Please, any mothers out there can relate. I need help. Has here is pictures of our used to be our road to get in and out, and our only way out. Thanks. Prayers needed for us.
Maddie was dying to go check it out because it was a 4-month-old baby, and we were able to find him.
I don't think I've had time to process everything. Like, even just reading that post, like, made me upset. I don't know. It's just been busy. Very, very, very busy. They were able to get the baby and the people out. So, let me see, this video's loaded. It's about a little over halfway done. Look at that. All the trees down. That's how high the water was, taking those trees out. Fucking islands of debris and shit.
Hell yeah, brother. You're on the Please Be Prone YouTube channel. Alright, guys, we are back.
Alright, so the rest of the video is about him just getting his helicopter and getting it back home and shit. But they just basically broke down and took off as soon as they could, or as soon as everything happened. Yeah. So 18th Airborne Corps soldiers joining Helene response. U.S. Army North begins efforts in North Carolina, including 82nd Combat Aviation Brigade, 82nd Airborne Division, 20th Engineer Brigade. I haven't seen any regular Army guys here yet. Someone was asking about pontoon bridges. So the military uses pontoon bridges, but that's with like a big army, right? Like, not only are they hard to move around a lot of times and deploy, especially in like tight areas like this, but they've got to be manned, right? And people are idiots. People are fucking retarded. So somebody have to be there all the time, enforcing the speed limit, enforcing the number of vehicles that can cross, stopping people that are too heavy or that are just there to sightsee, making sure people don't drive off the edge. Like, it'd be a pretty big undertaking with 24-hour people there posted, but technically they could be used. I don't know if there's any legal issues with like commercial vehicles or private citizens using them, but as far as like physically able to use them, yes, you can. I don't know how many people have asked me that question. Yeah, they would work. but I'm not sure what all of that entails. Plus being manned all the time. Yeah. And yeah, pontoon bridge is on water level, right? They can make ramps down to them and back up out of them, but they'd be pretty steep in some of these places. Most of our bridges are elevated. So let's see with this video. I just wanted to show you. I don't know. You guys have probably seen the campground before, but I don't know if you've seen it recently. There's the. Did you guys see the copperhead mirror I found a few weeks back? I don't know if I showed it to you or not. There's a copperhead. The video's still uploading. Oh, it's so close to freaking done, but then I have to download it. My uncle got most of his stuff cleaned out. He had like an army of Mennonites showed up. I helped him out. I guess one of his neighbors is Mennonite, and then they brought a bunch of their friends. Cleaned his stuff out because I told him I was going to come back down there, and he's like, "Nah, don't worry about it. We got enough people here right now. We're going to take care of it." So there it is. All right, let's see if we can play this video. I'm going to mute it because it's just me making notes to myself of what to clip and what to keep out, but here we go.
Here we go, the damage to the campground.
I guess I can slow it down. All right, so almost all this back here was safe. That's why all the campers are here. This is our long-term area. My camper is right over here behind this one that's on right behind chat. Here's where the water line got to. It got up to almost this camper. Our camper was completely underwater, or in the water, floating around a little bit. This is like an RV. It got destroyed, floated away. That's our office. You'll see a bunch of buildings are missing. So that's my camper there. Mariah's car and my Jeep. So clearly, like if this is the water line through here, obviously our camper was in the water. All the debris and shit that washed up, you can see where there's pretty hard water line there. These are porches and roofs. So if I turn back, if I go right back to where I was just at, this is a porch and this is a roof that was connected to that cabin. That cabin's moved probably 20 feet from where it originally sat, and the porch and the roof is off of it. It gets worse. Don't worry. So this is our front yard. The water was up. Basically, these bushes. This trampoline was still in the water. That's my boy's trampoline. These picnic tables just floated over here. Our camper was moving back and forth and moving around, floating basically. The understorage was completely full of water, which is where the electrical's at. But all this shit just kind of floated up in our yard. Mariah's car and my car. Then I go across the road. Okay. All right. There's the back side of my camper. And here's the water was way past this, but here's all the sand they brought in. Okay. This cabin, right, that's coming up on the right here. This cabin was actually on this foundation here. So not only has it moved closer towards us at the camera, but it's off the foundation. It's laying over here, and it just drug it. The only thing that held it was like all its electrical and shit there. I can't. We don't have any. I don't have anything to do. I can't do any. I need to check the electrical system, but I can't. So this was its foundation here, and there's where it ended up at. Swept away. That's one of the buildings that got uprooted and swept away that didn't actually float the fuck away. Most of them left. I don't know where these trees came from. I guess upstream. It's our camper. There's another picnic table in my yard that floated over there. Even though the sand's just right here, the water line was up here at this hill. I don't know why I didn't deposit as much sand. More shit that floated over my yard. All this sand it deposited. It's the owner's house up here. She was on the Highland, but this building I'm going to record right now got fucked. This was the previous owner, so her brother's gallery where he worked out of, he made a ton of like wood-turned bowls, and he even taught a class on it. Like, that's what he did, is he made it here, and it was his gallery where he showed off his work and where he worked at. And this is one of the things she was most upset about, because that was, her brother's shop, her brother's workshop. And one of our cabins is built in the end of it. This part right here was a pond. Somehow the floodwaters have filled it up with sand, and the wall is gone. So here's the river. Obviously, there was a wall here that was even with where I'm standing, but you can tell it goes downhill now. So the pond is gone. All the water's gone out of the pond. It won't hold water now because there's no retaining wall. It's gone, and it filled it with sand. Like, there's probably 30 feet of sand right here. Right here at this point, that's probably 30 foot of sand right there. It's insane. That was our pond. So this is what the water did to this building. Even though it didn't sweep it away, you can see it's gutted. There's no supports left under the porch, but like it just went through it. This was full of like stuff that he had made that she was saving, some of his tools, desks, equipment, books, pictures of classes he taught. Heavy shit was in here. It's just gone. Gutted. This was his work. That first part was the gallery. This part was his workshop. Got everything gone. This beat open the back door that hasn't been open in probably 20 years. It was actually blocked with a bunch of stuff. We didn't use that door. Gutted. And this right here was called the lily pad. It was one of our cabins. There's a little kitchenette, a bed here, tables. There's a bathroom behind this white wall. It's now gutted. Everything's out of it, and it's destroyed. That was one of the cabins. That was actually the only cabin, or one of the only cabins we have that has a restroom at it, was that place. I think I walked back in there I go on down. So our boathouse was down here that stored all our boats. It was the first building to float away. And this is the trail that goes up to the beach area, where people like to walk up there and swim or float down. There were all trees and bushes here. They're all gone. And the boathouse set, and see how there's like a perfectly square hole here? That was our boathouse. That was the first building to go. It come down the river probably doing 10, 15 miles an hour, hit a tree and split in half. And when it split in half, boats went fucking everywhere. It's still full of boats. So you can tell that this holes we dug to bury organic material, but this perfect square area is basically where the boathouse was. And I'm just talking about the boathouse was here. It's gone now. You'll keep seeing Nick. He was up there with me that day. So we've lost probably 20 foot of riverfront. It just cut it away. It's gone. You can tell it's like a sharp bank now, but it used to slope all the way down to where it like gently met the river and you could get in. It's just gone now. We probably lost, probably 20 feet here. And the river's just changed so much. It's a different river. It's all in different places. I don't know. It's just wild to even look at it. And all this used to be just grass. I would mow it. It's just an area to hang out. There was all kinds of bushes here, like almost like a privacy hedge. It's all gone, but it was 15 foot down the river. There's some root balls. This would be where I should be walking on top of the retaining wall, and the pond on the right, it's gone now. So there is no more pond. It's filled up with sand, and the wall's gone that would hold the water. So you're only seeing about, when we go, these are our riverfront tent sites. You're only seeing about half of them because the other half of them are gone. They came all the way out. Like this rock right here used to be land. Again, we've lost like 15 feet of riverfront. That's just some trash they're burning where everybody's fridge went bad. So you're going to see these camping spots, but again, they're half the size they used to be because the river just took our riverfront property away. It's just gone now. Burning trash, debris, pile of wood, more trees. So here's the trench I was talking about. So there's a bank here, and when the water came up over that bank, it shot up in the air, and then this is where it fell. And it's probably, at the deepest part of it, it's probably 6 foot deep in this trench. And it's filled with sand. So I don't know how deep it cut, but then it filled it up with sand afterwards. So this was our road in and out. It came up this bank, went over the bank, shot up in the air, and then went down there and cut that trench. There's a swing still in that tree survived. Most of them didn't. There's a good view of the trench that it cut. There was probably 18 inches of hard packed crush and run here. And undisturbed, never disturbed earth. It still took it. You can tell it was caused by the water coming up this bank because this tree is here. So the water was rushing into that bank, shooting up the bank, then hitting the ground and cutting a trench. Where this tree is here, where it broke, where the water was shooting up the bank, there's not a trench. See it coming up here? See that gravel there? That's just because this tree's here and broke the speed of the water. That's why there's no trench here. But then it starts again right there, right past the tree. That's insane. Then we're going to go down to the office. So this RV right here was in this spot right here beside the office, and now it moved over there, and it's basically fucked. Destroyed. Yeah, that RV was right here. Gone. This is the back of our bathhouse, or our bathrooms, I'm sorry. Our individual bathrooms. We also had a bathhouse. So that RV's fucked. That truck's fucked. This one don't look too bad. The damn paper towels kept dispensing over and over again. So there's like a million paper towels in there. This one doesn't look too bad, although it is, and it's got about a foot of mud in the bottom of it. You'll see this one doesn't look as bad, but from the backside of it, check this one. It just cut. So this is a shared wall. So even though it doesn't look as bad on there, everything's destroyed in the wall that fed it, and there's just a hole through it. This is our other private bath. This is our office that had furniture and computers, and we checked everybody in. It had a point of sale. It had everything in here. This is where we worked out of, basically. It just gutted it. We haven't moved anything. This is all from the water. We didn't move anything at all. There's the computer and printer I saved, though. I put them up there when the water started rising. And here was our garage, our bathhouse. Our bathhouse is now this building down in the creek. You can see right beside chat, this red building. We had a bathhouse, an outdoor shower, shower stalls, like a big bathhouse, which was connected to a house that we rented out long term. And below the house was the garage with all my tools, my brand new welder, my toolboxes, everything. Everything I worked with was down here in the garage. We did stack it up on shelves higher, but I never thought the fucking garage would be gone, but it is. So all that's gone, and now down here in the creek, it should have been like right now I would be standing on the porch of the bathhouse, but instead it's down there. Some file cabinets somehow washed out on the ground. The creek has moved probably 20 feet towards us. The creek should be exiting way back here, but where the sand built up, it just took the path of least resistance, and there it is. And there's our bathhouse and that house we used to rent that washed over into the creek. sitting over there. Looking back on everything that's destroyed. That was our garage, our bathhouse, everything was there. All my tools. I just bought a $700 welder. Just bought it to do that. And I bought it with my money, not the campground's money, because I was going to keep it when we were done. But I got it to do all the work on those fire pits that I had been working on. When I would come in here and do shows, I'd have like black shit all over my face. I had finished about half the fire pits. And the welder's now buried somewhere under about 20 feet of sand. Or washed down the river one. Not sure. Here's our way in and out. It's just too fucking muddy. You cannot walk through this. You cannot drive through this. You can't fucking run through it. You can't take a dirt bike through it. You can't take anything through this fucking mud. It gets stuck. And it's about 1.5 feet deep. And there's the back side of the bathhouse. This green building right here, it's kind of blended into the woods. I can zoom in a little bit. This green building is the house that we rented. That was on top of the garage. It was like a 2-bedroom house, and a girl that's been there for years rented it. That's her house just sitting there. It's probably moved 200 feet. There's the bathhouse and the creek. All the mud on the way in and out. And I think that's it. I think I just leave myself a note at the end of it, but that's it. It's insane, isn't it? It's wild. We went from a fully functioning campground to this. I'll show you some of the cabins that are gone now. I think there's some pictures of the cabins on here, isn't there? So this is what we were just looking at. This is the map we made. So all those tent sites where the road was cut is here. These are the buildings that are gone. Our hostel was gone. Our bathhouse was gone. This apartment was gone. Sites 1 and 2 are gone. This is the bridge for the creek. All that is gone now. Is it under rates? I thought there was some pictures of them. The lily pad. This is the one that was up there. I told you it was the gallery. The rustic's still there. The hostel. This would be right beside the creek. It's gone. Disappeared. Oh, I thought the other ones were listed. Oh, it's because they're long-term, isn't it? The hostel's gone. Our garage is gone. The bunkhouse, I think, is what they call Jasmine's house. It's gone. I wonder if there's more photos here. That was our office. That's the upper part of the office. That sign's gone. I don't know if there's more cabin pictures or not. Here's what our office used to look like. That's the front door to the office. Busted through. The rustic cabin's still there. This fire pit's now gone. Big concrete fire pit. I thought maybe somebody might have a video of just driving around the place. Maybe not. Doesn't look like it. That's okay. We lost 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We lost probably 6 buildings, I guess. 6 or 7 buildings total. Everything towards the front. I can't believe the office is still standing, but it is for now. So I I wanted to see if some of the buildings were listed that disappeared or had pictures of them. It doesn't look like it, but that's all right. I don't know. That's what we've got going on. So, oh, here is, yeah. The backside. That's our garage right there. Let's do this. So that was the second story building. If I zoom in on this. So this down here was the garage that all my tools were in. See, it's a cinder block building. And this was the apartment above it, or the house I was renting for above it. And then this little roof you see here is the bathhouse, and then back to the office. That's the A-frame of the office. So this whole building is gone, and that building is huge. I mean, it was a bathhouse with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8 showers, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, like 10 toilets, 4 sinks. I mean, it's huge. Plus a 2-bedroom house, plus a full finished basement with a full garage and a laundry room. That whole building, fucking, that's insane. That's a fucking, God, that's such a big building to just be fucking gone, dude. But it is. So there you go. Here's a side view of our bathhouse. This was the one that was in the creek now, right? That's hung over it all. Trying to stay on top of it, trying to stay busy. I think it helps being busy, but it's just like it hasn't even sunk in yet. That's what's happened, I guess. But like when that message come up, I was trying to read that message from that Cletus video. Like that made me upset. So I know it's going to be bad one day. Just not yet. Anyways, thank you guys for coming and hanging out with me. I got to get home. I don't want to come home too late. I'm staying with my sister. I don't want to disturb her, but thanks for coming and hanging out with me. Thanks for being here. I'll try to get back on a schedule eventually. Right now, I'm still hiking in and out every day, trying to protect everything. It's easier for me to set up and go live from my phone, maybe on TikTok or something. I don't know if anybody follows me on TikTok from here, but it's easier to do that. Plus, I've been updating TikTok videos, trying to put out a couple of days. Some of them get a lot of views, some of them don't. But they're all right. So, yeah, thank you guys for joining us. If you want to support the show, do the coldbeer.fund. We're trying to rebuild our lives. I have no house, no job. Well, my house is trapped and maybe non-functioning. My cars are trapped and setting on 3 flats now. So from something in the storm busted my fucking tires. So, yeah, if you want to support that, you're more than welcome. If not, no big deal. We'll figure something out. Either way, thank you guys for joining us. Thanks for hanging out with me. I'm Will Bird. This is Cold Beer Confessional. I'll see y'all in the next one. Have a good night, guys.
But I can tell you this about if this douchebag happens to see this particular show, you don't have the forking balls to call out the people on this planet by name and tell them exactly who they are and tell them the rest of the world who they are. You don't have the forking balls. You don't have the balls.
Okay, Scott.
Here we go, I think I started some shit. Listen off, it's about to get lit. Get the place in the best, you know that stage is set. You better buckle up, cause you ain't seen none yet. Here we go, I think I started some shit. Listen off, it's about to get lit. Get the place in the best, you know that stage is set. You better buckle up, cause you ain't seen none yet.
And they say that I'm a lunatic. Well, listen, bitch, I came equipped with a quick wit and a 6th sense for the stupid shit. Where my true believer? Y'all need Jesus. Praise the Lord, head to the extreme. All these false fucking prophets who profit off of gossip. Worshipping drums, cocking, begging for a throat deposit. Swinging fucking meat hammers like fool in a thong. He's strapped to the shaft, eating his chest like he's King Kong. Starving for attention, I'ma make your gut burst. I'll be your huckleberry, I can quench that thirst. Baby eating lizard people, alien sex. What's next? Trump in a dress, fucking Flynn on his desk. A retard in a vest, climbing up 5G towers. Cause you told him if he did, he'd get fucking superpowers.
Here we go, I think I started some shit. Listen off, it's about to get lit. Get the place in the best, you know that stage is set. You better buckle up, cause you ain't seen none yet. Here we go, I think I started some shit. Piss him off, it's about to get lit. Get the place in the best, you know that stage is set. You better buckle up, cause you ain't seen none yet.
I used to find clues too when I was high on shrooms. I found myself a tunnel that led to Jason Q's bedroom. Open his
closet, I found some of his meat rockets. I strapped it to my shoes and then I flew through the roof. I found myself in orbit strapped to an F-16. High on amphetamine with Trump in between. Put on a light coat of baby oil and saluted the troops. He tapped me on the shoulder and said, "This is gonna be it." Wait. Stop. What? I'll get my files. Wait, what are you doing? It's it. Stop. Hold on. Fucking stop. Dude, come on. Seriously. This is lip balms and alcohol. Oh, give me a... Oh, my God. Damn it. Here we go. I think I started some shit. Piss them off. It's about to get lit. Get the place in them bets. You know that stage is set. You better buckle up, cause you ain't seen none yet. Here we go. I think I started some shit. Piss them off. It's about to get lit. Get the place in them bets. You know that stage is set. You better buckle up, cause you ain't seen none yet. Round 3. Down goes Nino. Please say it isn't so. Got him backed up on the ropes, trying to ram it down his throat. Now things are getting rocking. He was doing so well. It's all over. Hands on his shoulders. They ringing his bell. You got Frog News Network doing no damn research. They rework and copy on Cox that came first. 9th inning, second string, and they acting like they know hitters. Assholes throwing bullshit, sending runs to the shitter. All this nonsense on my conscience. It's hard to sleep at night. Who the fuck is in my window with this time of the night? These parasites, these leeches, with all their secret meetings, teaching all you fucking cretins about baby-eating heathens. Believing in reason with no meaning is bullshit. Will Bird motherfuckers out here busting the grifts. Here we go, I think I started some shit. Piss them off, it's about to get lit. Get the place in them bets, you know that stage is set. You better buckle up, cause you ain't seen none yet. Here we go, I think I started some shit. Piss them off, it's about to get lit. Get the place in them bets, you know that stage is set. You better buckle up, cause you ain't seen none yet.
You don't have those guts.
Have a good night, guys.
Pussy. You're a pussy.
Oh, thank you, Atsuko.
Glasses in your mother's basement, and I won't even give out your